I often talk to leaders about what we call the zone of delusion, and I won't get too detailed into it, but it's this idea that was coined from this model called the stress performance curve, and what it ultimately says is on one axis, we are trying to perform really well, right? Especially nonprofit folks, we have the passion to want to make a difference, to want to have an impact. So that is kind of like the vertical axis. And then the horizontal axis is the amount of pressure or the amount of stress that is on us. Ideally, we want to be in a place where there's some moderate stress, but some high desire to perform, and that's where we thrive. For a lot of nonprofit leaders, particularly in this moment, the pressure is just immense and it is relentless and it is beyond demanding, and it's been like that for a long time. And when that happens, again, alongside this deep desire to do good, to be passionately reaching the mission, then we crawl into the place of what we call the zone of delusion and bringing it back. That's the stuff that becomes internalized. When we're working in nonprofits, we frequently hear that we need to do more with less. We frequently hear that we need to compete for resources. And like I said, this turns into the work being internalized, right? So when we've got these people that are super passionate, they're leading from this place of lived experience, but they've got these unrelenting demands on them. The work then gets internalized and it shows up as martyrdom. It shows up as scarcity mindset. It shows up as having savior syndrome or as saviorism. And so when I talk about holding people, right, it is holding them through their leadership as they navigate these really tough and really complicated times. But what I also mean by holding leaders is really seeing them and really diving deep and having the conversation of, what do you think your leadership means right now? What have you internalized? What have you been conditioned to think about what is and isn't possible in your work?